Welcome back. Let's cut across to my colleague Sheeren, who is in conversation with the top team at Urban Company. Sheeren, over to you.
One of India's most awaited startup listings has hit the bourses today. Urban Company has listed at a 57% premium on the National Stock Exchange at 162 rupees against the issue price of 103. The company has seen its market cap cross 25,000 crore rupees on listing. Hello and welcome to Young Turks Reloaded. I'm Sheeren Bhan. Founded in 2014 to bring structure and trust to India's unorganized home services sector, Urban Company has today grown into Asia's largest tech-led platform for home and beauty services. It operates across 51 cities, including international markets like Singapore, the UAE and Saudi Arabia, and it's expanded into new verticals under smart home solutions for native and home improvement with Revamp. The company closed FY25 with net transaction value of over 3,270 crores, revenues of 1,144 crores, and a transacting user base of 7 million, 48,000 professionals under the Urban Company umbrella today to try and create sustainable livelihoods while also attempting to deliver consistent service quality. Joining me now are the co-founders of Urban Company, Abhiraj Bhal, Varun, Khaitan and Raghav, Chandra. Gentlemen, it's wonderful to have you join us here. Congratulations to start with. And, from 100 square foot office space in Bikaji Kama Place in New Delhi to Dalal Street today. Abhiraj, let me start by talking to you. Has it sunk in? It was a little bit of an emotional moment. I could see, at least on account of Varun getting teary-eyed. But what was it like for the three of you?
I think it's still sinking in, Sheeren. I think it's it has been an emotional day. It is it's a feeling like no other. It's a feeling of happiness, but also one of responsibility, humility for all the love we've been getting. We had service partners, employees, ex-employees, family, everybody join us today.
So there's about 100 odd people here in Mumbai for the listing?
There's more than 100. And I think it was heartening to see everybody so happy. So yeah, I think you never imagine this when you start a company. But we're glad that we're here today.
Urban Company is 11, but the two of you have known each other for 2 decades now, 20 years, and that's a deeper, longer association and partnership. Varun, you got emotional today, but what was the feeling or the memory, the core memory that you had while you were speaking today?
A lot of thoughts running in my mind at the same time. Right from times we spent together in college, when we, after college, decided that we need to get together and do something in the service of India over the next many decades, to the many months the three of us spent the streets of Delhi trying to really identify what business we should build that will create large impact in the lives of millions of Indians. And be a company that they will look forward to, a company that will make a difference to their daily lives. And then, like a fast forward of the last 11 years, while I was trying my best trying to hold emotions back.
Well, Raghav, you've known them for 11 years as well, and you've, of course, been part of the Urban Company story from its inception. As you stand here today, what would you say has been the biggest factor for success at scale so far?
I think as a team, we have been known to showcase very strong ownership. In fact, while we were on the stage talking through, it just reminded me how all facets of Urban Company kind of come together, be it our internal teams showcasing ownership when it comes to just doing their best, going beyond what's needed, or our partners who kind of go to customers' homes, just own up the brand, own up the experience. I think that's probably what our decade of building has been at its core.
Well, talking about the decade of building, but now importantly talking about the decade ahead. The kind of reception that you've got from the Lal Street clearly is an exemplification of the fact that people are believers in this story and believers in the fact that there is potential headroom for growth. I know you said that you've got a very strong balance sheet, but you also said that you want shareholders to be patient. Public market patience and private market patience are entirely different things, Abhiraj. So, what are the levers that you're going to exercise now to get to profitability as you've promised?
I think for us, Sheeren, long-term growth and long-term profitability is very important. We see our business in parts. There is the very profitable core in India, which is growing well. It has been profitable for the last year or so. It had 3% adjusted EBITDA margin as a percentage of NTV last year. That went up to about 4% in the first quarter. And I think that core will have to continue to compound well, grow well, and continue to compound profitably. The new segments where we are, which is InstaHelp, Native, I think these are the areas where we will invest. And at the right time, hopefully either in the first or the second earnings call itself, we will come out very, very clearly to investors with how long will that investment phase last, what is the capital we would like to deploy.
But give us a sense of what we are talking about in terms of investments. And let me contextualize this, because what we've seen with other listed entities, now Eternal, Swiggy, and so on and so forth, they're all having to diversify into new distinct businesses. Eternal with Blinkit, and now District, and Swiggy similarly with Instamart and a few other offerings. Is that now a go-to for platforms like yours to really build out these new distinct verticals, these new distinct offerings to keep growth going?
I think for a platform like ours, at our core, we think of ourselves as a home platform. Anything inside your home is definitely relevant for us. The user trusts us to enter their homes, and we don't take that trust lightly. We understand that that trust comes with a lot of responsibility. I think today we are playing in many services, but not the end state of everything we can do. So in the end state, any service in the four walls of your home will very much be part of our ambition and our playing ground. And similarly, we are imagining a connected ecosystem inside your home of devices which have a strong affinity with our service ecosystem and our platform. So more than a services company, we think of ourselves as a home platform, and that's what we're building. It's hard to see it today, but I think over the next 10 years, this will play out. And we want to be the operating system for your home, the backbone for your home.
The operating system for your home, that's a nice tagline that you've given us there, Abhiraj, as far as Urban & Company is concerned. But Varun, let's talk about what shareholders would want more clarity on, the kind of investments that you intend to make in your new businesses, whether it's Revamp or Native, to build out this home operating system that you spoke of. And again, I'll contextualize this with what we've seen happen with Eternal, Swiggy, etc. I mean, Eternal, over 3 lakh crores in market cap. Swiggy, 1 lakh crores in market cap. You've got a 25,000 crore starting point. What is the runway for growth? What is the aspiration that you see for yourself over the next few years?
As Abhiraj was saying, we think of ourselves as a consumer company. We started by building our services full stack one by one. Now a composite of services is what we call our India Home Services business. We're adding InstaHelp to that as a new service category because we see phenomenal opportunity there and a big consumer need. Similarly, in Native, we saw a big gap in terms of the durability of existing devices and the life cycle experience that consumers were having. And we do internally discuss and deliberate a lot before we start these new initiatives. We start them in pilots and then build onto them in stages. And our focus across these verticals is going to be to continue to invest in the core building blocks. So in the services business, it is going to be in training and quality of our service professionals, in technology, and in continuing to build the brand. In Native, it is going to be on really high quality products, great supply chain, and final end consumer experience in terms of installation and how we take care of the entire 10-year plus that we imagine our devices to be used. And same goes for revamp. Each of them we identify core pillars and keep building on.
So what does the product pipeline for native look like at this point in time? I mean, water purifiers is where it all started, but what could we be talking about? I mean, what could potentially the product pipeline look like as far as native is concerned, and what kind of investments will you make there?
I think in native, Sheeren, I think we're just getting started. If you think about your home and the potential for an ecosystem of connected devices in your home which have a strong affinity to our brand, our platform, I think water purifiers and smart electronic door locks are potentially only 2 or 4 or 5 such products that we could build. We will be calibrated. We recognize that this is a new turf. Even though it is related diversification, it's a new territory for us. We have to get it to scale. We have to make it profitable. But if I take a 10-year view, I don't think we will be limited to only water purifiers or electronic door locks. Native, as the brand name says, we want it to be natively integrated into your home, into your life. And also reflecting on your original question, right? I do think as a company, we're only getting started. Like, we're still a small company, Sheeren. In the scheme of things, that's not lost on us. And, our scale is tiny. It's certainly not enough to satisfy Varun, Raghav, and my ambition. We want this to be one of the most important companies for the Indian home, for the Indian consumer, 10, 15, 20 years out. So while I can't give you very short-term guidance, I can tell you that
you're going to have to get used to giving short-term guidance now, though.
I can tell you that, look, we're going to be hard at work, and we're not going to be satisfied until we're at least 30, 40, 50 times larger than we are today.
So when will we see the next product launch, and what could that potentially be?
I think for the next couple of years, we will have our heads down on these 2 only. At some point in time, we may look at the segment of either cleaning or air conditioning. These are 2 categories where our repair and services portfolio is very strong. Cleaning today is one of our largest service verticals. Aircon repair, aircon servicing is also one of our largest, service verticals. So it would
getting
make
into
natural
manufacturing, air conditioners, vacuum cleaners, all of that, that's potentially the landscape that we're talking about?
I would say if anything that we do cannot be run-of-the-mill. So just a run-of-the-mill vacuum cleaner or a run-of-the-mill aircon, that, just to increase revenues, that's not our DNA. When we want to do something, we want to do something that is distinctly different from what's out there. Otherwise, we'll choose not to do it. The reason we entered water purifiers was we were very clear that we can launch a product that is smart, that is new age, and that needs no servicing for 2 years, unlike how the industry operates. If we don't see that play, we will not just get into a service because we can, sell it through our app and increase. That's not our DNA. Our first promise is to the consumer of great services and great solutions at home, or none at all.
And all of that is backed by technology, Raghav. And, you're going to have to deliver on that promise as you expand and grow into different verticals. What's the big challenge that you see there, particularly today?
So all our business lines require a fair amount of investment. And the backbone of how things work inside is through tech, where we are codifying, helping us scale. So be it native, InstaHelp, India businesses, international businesses. As we are pushing, innovating, constantly they'll require investments in upgrading how training works, improving how quality has to be assessed, how do you help partners on the job. There's a whole wave of Gen AI solutions which we can use across all facets of a business. And these are things which we plan to be working on through the year.
The exclusive conversation there with the management of Urban Company. The long-term growth and profitability, very, very important. Putting their heads down on the 2 current businesses, at least for the next 2 years, what the management is saying. Still holding on to gains of around 61%.